Hi everyone, I am Dr.M.DEVIKA, Assistant Professor of Commerce, A.D.M. College for Women, Nagapattinam. Let us discuss the topic with leadership in case of principles of management. Now let us see the meaning related to leader. A leader is a person, one who guides and directs others, called followers. He gives focus to the efforts of his followers. He influences his subordinates or the employees who indulge in such activities, which is vital for the accomplishment of objectives. Leadership is a vital concept in various contexts, including business, politics, and personal development. It is a force that binds a group together and motivates it towards the desired goals. It is the activity of influencing people to strive willingly for mutual objectives of the organization. Let us see the definition with reference to a leader and leadership. Leader is one who directs other people. He must give effective direction and purpose to the workers, which is given by the author Allen. Next, leadership is the process of inspiring, motivating, and influencing others to achieve a shared vision or goal. It is also given by the author Philip Kotler. Next one is leadership. It is the ability of a manager to induce subordinates to work with confidence and zeal, according to Holmes and O'Donnell. Next, leadership is the ability of a superior to influence the behavior of his subordinates to persuade to follow a particular course of action. It is the definition given by Chester Bernard. Now, let us see what is the nature of leadership. The features related to the leadership is the first thing, visionary. The ability to develop and communicate a clear, compelling vision to the workers or the subordinates is the first feature. Next one is integrity. In case of integrity, the leader is supposed to give a strong moral principle, ethics, and values in order to achieve the desired objectives. Next one is communication. In case of communication, the leader has to communicate the ideas, opinions, etc. with reference to effective verbal and non-verbal communication skills. Next comes emotional intelligence. In case of emotional intelligence, the leader must be self-awareness, empathy, and social skills where he is supposed to get the assigned task in an effective way. Next one is decisiveness. In case of decisiveness, the leader must possess the ability to make informed, timely, and decisive decisions which must be carried out the assigned task within the stipulated period of time. Next one is strategic thinker. A leader must be a strategic thinker where he must have the capacity to develop and implement the plans to achieve the group goals related with the organization or related with the target of the business firm. Next comes collaborative. In case of collaborative action, he must have the ability to build and lead high-performing teams in order to perform the assigned task in an effective sense. Next one is adaptability. In case of adaptable, where the leader must be a person who is flexible enough to carry out the task or to give the orders or instructions to the subordinate, where the flexibility and resilience in the face of change and uncertainty related to different situation or circumstances. Next one is accountable. In case of accountability, the leader must be willingness to take the responsibility for actions and the outcomes related to each and every individual workers or the employees of the concern towards the accomplishment of the group goals related with the business firm. Next one is coaching and development. In case of coaching and development, the leader must coach the group in order to achieve the task with the assigned task which is given to the workers who are working in the concern, and they must be committed to develop and grow others. Next one is innovative. In case of innovative act, he must have or he must be encouraged to give creative thinking or innovations and calculated risk taking in order to solve any dispute or conflict which is arising at the different levels of workers. Next one is resilient. In case of resilience, they are supposed to have the ability to handle stress, how they are supposed to handle the stress, and they are supposed to perform, that is, make the workers to perform the assigned task in an effective sense, reduce pressure, or they are supposed to set back the organization, employers as well as the employees at different levels in order to perform the work in an effective way. Next one is authentic. In case of authentic, all the leaders must be genuine and true to oneself and also to the other co-workers. Next one is humility. In case of humility, the leader must recognize one's limitations and is open to feedback as well as the growth of the organization. Next one is passionate. In case of passionate, the leader must demonstrate and give the assigned task in an enthusiastic way. He must have the energy and also he must be committed to the organization's workers, both the levels of workers, that means the top level as well as the lower level workers, in order to achieve the mission of the organization. Next, let us see what are the types of leaders. There are different types of leaders. In that sense, we are supposed to see the first category as autocratic leader. An autocratic leader is a leader, one who is autocrat, where he used to make decisions without the input of others. That means often seen as an authoritarian, where the leader wants his subordinates to work in the manner he wants, and the employees have to report at regular intervals to show the progress of the work. Number 2, democratic leader. A democratic leader involves team members in decision making, encourages collaboration. This particular democratic leader is also called as participative leadership. In this case of participative leadership, each and every worker is supposed to take part in the decision making process, and he provides scope for the followers to participate in the decision making process. Next comes transformational leader. In this case of transformational leader, the leader inspires and motivates others to achieve a shared vision to achieve the goals, and also a transactional leader is one who focuses on achieving specific goals, often using rewards and penalties. So in case of rewards means if they are performing the task in an effective way, they will be provided with rewards. If they are not performing the task in a correct sense, or he is not supposed to complete the work within the stipulated time, he will be given with penalties. He will be penalized. Next comes servant leader. So in this case, prioritizes team members' needs, fosters a positive work environment in the organization, and next comes a laissez-faire leader. So in case of laissez-faire leader, it is otherwise called as a free-rein leader. It gives the team members a lot of freedom and minimal supervision. He neither influences the subordinates nor does he interfere in the process of decision making. So those persons are called as a laissez-faire leader. Next comes visionary leader. In case of visionary leader, he develops and communicates a clear, compelling vision, and a coaching leader is one who develops, supports the team members to achieve the goals related with the business firm. Next comes pace-setting leader. In case of pace-setting leader, he sets high standards, leads by example, expects excellence. So in that circumstance, he used to expect more from their co-workers. In that circumstance, if they are efficient to perform the task, he can perform the task in an excellent way. That sort of leader is supposed to be called as a pace-setting leader. Next comes affiliative leader. In case of affiliative leader, he fosters collaboration, builds strong relationships, and creates a positive work environment to create the work, or to makes the workers to perform the task in a assigned, that is in a clear-cut way. Next comes bureaucratic leader. A bureaucratic leader is a leader, one who follows the established rules, established procedures, or the values related with the stability of the concern. So here, all the rules or regulations are framed by the topmost authorities related with the organization. Each and every rule which is framed by the concern should be followed by the bureaucratic leader. So all the co-workers must go accordingly to that particular rules and regulations. Next comes functional leader. A functional leader is one who is an expert in a particular field of activity and does not command any formal authority to their co-workers. So such type of leader is here called as a functional leader. Next comes paternalistic leader. So paternalistic leader is one who takes care of his followers in the way the head of the family take care of the family members, just like a father or a head of a family. And he is able to sociable but is not be able to guide them to perform their job well. So in that circumstance, he is called as a paternalistic leader. Next comes innovative leader. He is a leader who encourages creativity, experimentation, and calculated risk taking. So such sort of innovative things must be given up by the innovative leader. The next one is strategic leader. He is a person, one who develops and implements the plans to be achieved as a long-term goal and not a short-term goal. So in that circumstance, what are the different plans or the rules or the regulations, what are the policies or strategies they have framed to achieve the long-term goals should be given up such type of strategic leader. Next one is institutional leader. So institutional leader is one who has become a leader by virtue of his official position in the organizational hierarchy. He may not be an expert in the specialized field related with the activity. So such type of leader is the institutional leader. Next comes situational leader. Here, this type of leader adapts leadership style to suit the situations and the team members to work with coordination and control related with the other co-workers, where they are supposed to fix certain standard norms. The actuals will be compared with the standards which has been fixed by the topmost authorities, and the deviations must be rectified. Next is charismatic leader is one who inspires loyalty and enthusiasm through charm and magnetism. Next, let us see what are the functions of a leader. As a leader, he has to perform so many activities. In that, the vital or important functions related to the leader are: first comes planning. The leader has to prepare suitable plans for the effective functioning of the group of the organization, which enables his followers to work for the attainment of the desired goal in a systematic manner. Next comes policy making. In case of policy making, the leader has to evolve suitable policies that guides his group in arriving the decisions, and he makes known to his followers the fundamental policies which is clear to everyone concerned. Next comes execution of plans and policies. The leader has to instigate his followers to work in accordance with the plans and policies in order to achieve the desired goals. Next is controlling the interrelated or internal relations related with the co-workers. He has to ensure that there is a cordial relationship among the group members and they work with proper coordination and the proper cooperation. Next comes representing the group. The leader must represent the group. That means the leader has to represent the group both within as well as out of the organization and convey the feelings, sentiments, and the stand of the group on important issues. Next is providing rewards and punishments based on their work performance. If any subordinate has performed his task in a well-defined manner and is sincere and committed to work, the leader shall reward such a person suitably. Whereas if any person is insincere, in that circumstance, the leader has to initiate any disciplinary action against him, or he must be penalized for their insincerity. Next is settlement of disputes. If there is any disputes or conflicts, the leader has the duty amicably to settle any disputes between the co-workers or group members and also among the workers of the organization. He can always use his position to resolve any crisis. Next comes a role model. A leader always must be a role model. He must set an example to his followers and must practice what he preaches. In that circumstance, he must say what he does and do to perform the task, to complete it in an effective way. Next comes inseparable from the group. Inseparable from the group means the leader must so lead his followers that and his group must be considered as one and the same and must be seen as the symbol of the group. Next is answerability. In case of answerability, the leader becomes accountable or answerable not only for his actions but also for those of his followers, either they are doing either positive or in a negative sense. Next is adherence to value system. They must be adhered to the value system, must have certain values and beliefs, and must adhere and also make his followers to adhere the same rules or the regulations to achieve the target. Next, Adaptability, flexibility, and resilience to navigate the changes or uncertainty is also a must for the workers while they used to carry out the activity. Next comes accountability. Each and every worker who are working in the concern should be willingly work and they have to take up the responsibility for their actions and outcomes. Next comes coaching and development. The leader has to perform his commitment to develop and grow others in order to achieve the business firms or the group objectives of the business firm. Next comes influence. In case of influence, it is the ability of a leader to inspire and motivate others to achieve a shared vision. Next is resilience and authenticity. In case of resilience, he must have the capacity to handle stress, pressure and setback, as well as he must be genuine and true to oneself and others in order to achieve the desired goal or while performing the task which is given to the other co-workers. Next is creativity and humility. In case of creativity, the ability to think innovatively and to find a new solution for a new technique, or they must introduce different innovative aspects with reference to the rules and regulations or regarding productivity, etc. Next is humility. In case of humility, recognizing one's limitations and being open to feedback and growth. They must give their feedback in order to develop the organization or develop the individual. Next comes types of leadership. Entirely, the leadership is different from leader. Here, let us see what are the types of leadership. The first one is transformational leadership. Here, transformational leadership is one, inspires and motivates individuals to achieve a shared vision to achieve the group goal. Next is transactional leadership, which focuses on the task completion, rewards, punishments, etc. Next is servant leadership, prioritizes the needs of a team members and the stakeholders. Next is authentic leadership, which leads with genuineness, integrity and self-awareness related to the performance of the task with the achievement of target. Next is situational leadership, which adopts the leadership style to suit the situations related with different changing environment of the business firm. Next, let us see what are the qualities of a successful leader to get the task in a well-defined way from the other co-workers or from the subordinates. In that sense, a successful leader must possess, number one, ability to analyze, emotional stability, self-confidence, foresight and practicing what he is preaching, sense of judgment, understanding, mental courage, capacity to motivate, ability to guide, main aspect communication skill, where he has to communicate all sorts of information to the group or a team in order to get the task in a well-defined way. Next is sociability and ambitious, sound physical health, then positive thinking, which is very must for the leader to carry out the task or lead the group in an effective way. Next is fosters collaboration, encourages innovations or new developments or new techniques or tools related with the getting of tasks from the other co-workers, develops talent. He himself also has to develop their talent, how they are supposed to motivate the workers, just like that. Next, drive results, adapts to change, leads by example. He must act as a role model, leads by example, practices self-reflection, embraces diversity, and celebrates finally the success related with the achievement of the task. Next comes importance of leadership. There are main things related to leadership where they are supposed to grasp the work from the co-workers to achieve the target. In that sense, we are supposed to see certain points which is considered to be the important factors related to leadership. Leadership is important in view of to have a teamwork, work as a team for the attainment of objective. Number two, to guide a particular group or a team which is guided to contribute their best to get optimum performance from each subordinates. Number three, to motivate the team to induce the workers to put greater efforts for achieving the goals of the firm. Next is to bring about changes. That means the firm must be dynamic to accept the changes caused by political, economic, technological and the scientific factors. Next comes to handle crisis. In case of crisis, dispute or conflict, It is essential to handle the crisis of any kind. If it has to face critical situation, he must know how to come out or what steps he has to take is called the crisis management. He has to resolve the particular concept or crisis or conflict, and he has to resolve the problem. Next comes theories of leadership. There are different theories of leadership wise. Great man theory as the first theory, where the leaders are born with innate qualities that makes them destined for leadership activity. Next is Tritus theory. In case of Tritus theory, is based on the assumption that a leader is a person, one who possesses certain exceptional traits or qualities. In this case, a leader possesses specific traits like intelligence, charisma, confidence, communication skills, knowledge, initiative, determination, mental ability, courage, physical appearance, judgment, etc. Next theory deals with contingency theory. In this case of contingency theory, leadership effectiveness depends on the situation and context. Next comes behavioral theory. In this case of behavioral theory, leadership is based on actions and behaviors of a leader and not traits. It is not based on the qualities of a leader, but based on the behaviors of the leader. So this theory depends more on the acts of a person than his personality traits. These followers are ready to accept him as their leader or influenced and impressed of his behavior. Next is transformational leadership theory and transactional leadership theory. In this transformational, a leader inspires and motivates others to achieve a shared vision, but transactional leadership theory focuses on achieving specific goals through rewards or penalties or punishments. Next comes path goal theory. In case of path goal theory, leaders help the team members to achieve goals by removing obstacles or problems. Next is leader-member exchange theory, which deals with leadership effectiveness depends on the quality of relationship between the leaders and the team members. Authentic leadership theory, next one, is a leader or genuine, transparent and true to themselves and also to other co-workers. Next is quantum leadership theory, which the leader navigates complex systems and uncertainty situations to the co-workers, and he has to explain and makes them to work effectively. Next is spiritual leadership theory. In this theory, the leader inspires and motivates through the sense of purpose and meaning. Next comes adaptive leadership theory. In this case, he has to adapt to changing environments and contexts. And the next one is situational leadership theory. Leadership is much influenced by the environment or the situation in which it is exercised. Leaders adapt their style to suit the situation and the team members wise, the leader-subordinate relationship or the nature of the task of the subordinate or the ability of a leader to influence, etc. Here, the leader, in order to be a successful one, should adapt himself to the situation. So these are the different theories provide insights into different aspects of leadership, helping us to understand what makes effective leaders and how to develop leadership skills. Let us conclude these leadership concepts that a leader must get the task assigned in an effective way to achieve individual goals towards the accomplishment of group objectives, which is considered to be the business organization's objective. Hence, the manager as a leader influences his subordinates to indulge in such activities which are vital for the attainment of enterprise goals. As it is a teamwork, all workers must be properly guided and motivated to bring out the changes and also to handle the crises and disputes or problems to perform the work assigned for the betterment of the organization. Thank you.